salutations, and more salutations. Welcome to another installment of your favorite show in the galaxy, the Dell Ryan Report. I am Ryan Newmer, and
hey man, it's the episode club of the man with many endeavors, worldwide, internationally known, Mr. About Dell Time. And just let me start by saying, first off, shouts out to all of our subscribers. Once again, man, just want to show much love and appreciation to you out there. What's going on?
Man, peace, prosperity, love, liberty, the pursuit of just everything well. Everything is good, man. What about yourself, man? I told the people last week you was handling top secret espionage business. As you said, you're Mr. International, the black James Bond, if you will.
Of course.
The special, the half European from New Zealand, if you will. That's what they call me in the streets.
That's what they call me on the streets. That's
what they
right.
call me in the streets, man.
The half European from New Zealand.
That's what they've been calling you, bro.
That's like, bars, though. That's okay, bar. I wish I had that.
It's yours. In the comments, they be like, "Yo, man, we love the half European from New Zealand." That's what they've been saying. What I've been hearing, man. So
now life has been good, man. Life has been good. I've been chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? Adjusting, getting back to reality. After a long vacation, you always got to go to this adjustment. Like you still be on a high, but then you be slowly getting back to reality. All of a sudden, reality just kicked in. And even when it leaves, man, them hoes gonna get in, type of shit. So I was on that life.
I feel it. When you travel that far, there is a significant gap in the adjustment period. It's not correct. It's not like going to Reno. It's not.
Like, nigga, this shit crazy. I was in Reno last night. Nigga, you live in Chico. Nigga,
should be rough, man. Look, we got a lot of interesting things for y'all. A lot. It's one of those weeks where everything hit the fan at once. Like a lot of stuff happened, man. Like the U.S.
The shit we've been waiting for.
I guess you can say that, man. You can say that. It's the things we've been waiting for, and it's also like a potpourri of a lot of different stuff. Because y'all know, like Kanye can go do 7 interviews in 7 days, but that's just 14 hours of the same shit, literally. Right. Like it's just same. But like we're not even gonna get to all this, y'all. But this is the potpourri that we had. We got the U.S. finally scared of TikTok after all that stuff Donald Trump was saying about China. The whole U.S. is like, hey, bro, man, we should ban TikTok. You know what I mean? We got this Tory and Meg thing is back. I wasn't completely aware of it till About Dell Time told me about it, and my Twitter timeline blew up. This is lit. It's it's the black version of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation. The boy Gunna from YSL, he went ahead and just said that we be doing illegal stuff. We're gonna find out a snitching cool now, snitching away. If you're not that involved, is it cool to just snitch now? Is that what's up? The internet been lying on people. Like the dude that looked like Jake Paul got knocked out. They said it was Jake Paul. Somebody recorded some dude leaving prison one day. They said that was BG. BJ still in jail. And then somebody posted the fake bunghole picture of Lil Fizz. I ain't seen the picture, but Twitter was going crazy. Lil Fizz had to release a statement. Huh?
It was fake. That's found that it's fake. Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
We may not even get into it, but Lil Fizz had to release a statement like, bro, that ain't me. I don't know who's releasing these fake bunghole pictures of my butt.
But they said they got a picture of him. They said they got a picture of him knees up, trying to take the picture of his bunghole. So I don't know, bro. If they got that picture, if they got that picture, bro, you need to fire niggas.
Bro, it's one of those things. It's one of those situations where the women are gonna know. But like for me to know, it's gonna require me to do a level of research that I'm not that interested in doing. Whenever we gotta find us interesting stuff for y'all, listen, you can rest assured, Ryan Holloway, Rolex Ryan, I've listened to every Kanye interview that I've ever talked about. Unfortunately, I've listened to every single one of them. It's painful at times, sometimes enlightening, sometimes entertaining. But I'm not about to just go down the rabbit hole, literally speaking, to find out if this is the Lil Fizz's real bunghole. I don't got that type of constitution. But if y'all want to let us know, you know what? Keep that to yourself. If we get to it, y'all let us know. But anyway,
don't let us see that. We don't want to see that.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? We're officially not gonna get to that. Listen, man. So we talked about this a while ago. Actually, 2 years ago. A lot of our female fans, some of our females in the cavalry weren't exactly happy about me and Dell's opinion on this situation. So we just sat back and mind their own business. Now this thing is back in the news. I didn't know we were back in it, but Dell, I'm gonna let you take it from here and let the people know what's popping. Share your opinion with them. Let them know just do what you got to do.
Well, man, if y'all don't know, your timeline ain't popping enough because right now the Tory and the Meg case is going down. And it's wild, bro. This is some motherfucking this is some big drama. What they used to call them, the soap opera top shit. This is the shit that got the people in the courtroom going, whoa, oh my God. Can't believe that just happened. It started off very, 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 very much like we thought it would. It started off with Meg, with her testimony, getting on and recapping all of the events that, her truth, basically. She came out and said, hey, this is what happened. Family admitted that she did have sexual relations with Tory. That was big, so why'd you have to lie on Gayle King? Why you had to do all of this? You didn't do that. Again, another lie to her bag of lies. So now that's called in. And so we like, okay, it's from what it was, what the prosecution did, if you would have thought, you know what? Tory did this shit. You know what I'm saying? Based on how they said it and how things were going to go. This is this prosecution and also them interviewing Meg. You would have thought that they had the shit in the bag. However, defense get up there and they start making their case. Now this shit sounded like, why are we even here? Why are we even here? You feel me? Because at this point, Tory's crew, they pretty much, they questioning events like, bam, they ready to put all of this shit pretty much on the best friend, Then when the prosecution thought that they had, they like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We got this, man. They came in there way too cocky. I think prosecution, they came in there too cocky this week. They came in there like, listen, the bag, we ain't gonna do too much shit. They brought Kelsey up to the stand. When Kelsey gets up to the stand, and just for y'all who don't know, Kelsey is actually the best friend of Meg, who was in the car at that time. And they bring her up. And as you know, if you've been looking into this particular case, you know that there's been thoughts that maybe the best friend shot Meg, right? So they bring her up. She told them something totally different in September. She tells them that, Tory beat her up. She saw Tory pull the gun out. Her recap of events is totally different. But this is not an interview with police. This is an interview with the prosecution. And so with only this interview, she says, she gives them everything. And in her statement, she says, really, I just want this to be done. You know what I mean? She just wanted it to be done. However, when she gets up to the stand and she's under oath, she tells them, I want to plead the fifth. I want to plead the fifth. You know what I'm saying? So they tell her, because I'm going to say something that might incriminate myself. Now everybody, oh my God, what's she going to say? So what happens is she then goes back between the prosecution and the defense and the judge. They go back and they give this woman immunity, not blanket immunity, but immunity. So meaning that she can still, go to jail, but she can basically like have the point where it might not be, she can't say something that can still incriminate herself. Like she don't got full immunity for what she did in those nights. She got some kind of immunity that like, basically like she can admit that like, yeah, I did lie and type shit. Right. So anything that she says in that moment. However, she begins to tell what happened. She like, nope, I didn't see Tory pull out no gun. She tells that, yep, Meg was mad because Tory was in the pool with Kylie and it looked like he was getting, and her whole mood changed, all of these different things. She starts naming out all of this shit. And it's like, damn, did she just hate Meg that much? Like, you know what I'm saying? So now you to that point, right? And they ask like, well, who has the defense team pressured you? She says, nope, but the prosecution has. You know what I'm saying? So what's up? Starting to get more into the story. I'm trying to go as fast as possible because I know the story is kind of pretty much out there and I want to get to the meat and gritty and thoughts of it and opinions. But to sum it up, basically, we're now on day 5 of this trial. And basically, after Kelsey's interview, then they got a DNA specialist who went over the magazine of the gun and found that none of Tory's DNA is on the magazine of the gun, which is some news we already knew. They have now declared that Kelsey her DNA was not tested. Meg's DNA was not tested. They did not test Meg for any type of gunpowder residue. They only tested Kelsey, the Quan, who was the security at that time, and Torey, of course. And it turns out that it could at least be up to 8 people's DNA, including 4 on the mag and 4 on the actual gun, that can actually be accountable for DNA that's on this gun. So they got a DNA specialist that came in. When the DNA specialist came in yesterday and he gave his statement, the prosecution's tactic was to basically try to attach him about his credentials and things like that, trying to do these things, but he was able to basically sum it up and tell him look, man, I do this. Your people didn't do nothing. I wrote it because he had to rush due to a scheduling event. They rushed him up there. So he didn't get to do his full analysis to write out everything. So he was presented some information on December 15th and had to get it up by yesterday. So he spent all night doing this shit and he wrote a summary. So they tried to kind of attach well, this is only a summary. Why didn't we get this information sooner? This is prosecution. Defense gets up there and immediately debunks everything that the prosecution just tried to build up. Oh, well, who uses you the most? Well, the courts do. Starts trying to basically get into every little piece of every little bit of evidence there. This shit right now should probably be over by Tuesday. This shit should be over by Tuesday. They had planned this shit to be 10 days. I'm thinking this court case is going to be over 10 days. And I'm thinking that Torey walks out. Kelsey, they're going to speculate that Kelsey shot her, but they already done gave the girl immunity. And now it just basically proves that Meg's been lying. She's been decredited. And right now it got a lot of these feminist women right now in a frenzy, because a lot of these women who backed her are still trying to back her and trying to make note to what's happening. And a lot of that is not, y'all got to look at the evidence right now. Why y'all trying to bring up Meg's sex life? We don't care about her sex life. It ain't about that. The reason why that's coming up is because it has to build some type of understanding of what transpired for that day. Because if she was having sexual relations behind her friend's back with supposedly someone she hooked up, because we find out that Megan actually hooked Torey up with Kelsey and then actually went behind the back when Kelsey had COVID and had sex with Torey and had that going on for a while. So when she saw Torey in the pool with Kylie, and him flirting, he all on, you know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. He got his shit popping. He famous at this moment. I'm not saying he's not famous, but he the man on Instagram right now. You know what I mean? Because he got the quarantine radio going on. Right. So he got that shit going on. He popping. He got Kylie. We could do it right here, girl. You know what I'm saying? We could do quarantine radio right here at your shit. You feel me? Woo, woo, woo. He, you know what I'm saying? He doing Torey. He macking. He's single. You know what I'm saying? He mingling. He just got into the squabbles with her man not too long ago. They got footage of that. So this is a win if he put Kylie in the bag right now. So of course, Meg in the background. You even hear Meg, Torey, you know what I'm saying, calling him out and shit. Now she wanna, come in and jump in. She get mad. Her driver, who's EJ, gets ready to drive her off to get her out because they like, okay, you too drunk, Meg. Let's get you up out of here. She faked the phone and say, no, I want to leave in Torey car. So they take all the bags out of her car, put it in Torey car. And then Torey's driver, because Torey's still staying there, Torey driver get ready to take Meg and Kelsey home. Then Meg says, oh, I left a slipper. They go back to the pool party, and somehow, some way, now Torey, who didn't want to leave, is now trailing behind with Megan. They get in the truck. They end up, arguing about whatever. And then basically Torey says, I don't know why you defending her, Kelsey, when she been fucking all your best friends. Or every time she hook you up with somebody, she fucking them. He hit, you know what I'm saying? That began to make an argument between the two females, you know what I'm saying? Then basically they start attacking Torey's artistry by stating that, oh, you ain't that big, you ain't Jack Harlow. The only reason why you hot is because of Jack Harlow. So, you know what I'm saying? They saying that that's built up. That's his prosecution's defense of why they attacked his artistry, and he got out the car and said, "Dance, bitch." And that also was proven. Kelsey gets in there and says, I don't even know where they heard "dance, bitch" at. I don't even know where that came from. It's just a lot of fucking inconsistencies from what was said 2 years ago up until this point. Shit is wild.
Shit, man. Well, thank you for the synopsis, good brother. I've within my from what I've delved into on my own, the facts that I've assembled seem like this can end by Tuesday, or it's not gonna end anytime soon. Because my understanding is that Tory had gun residue and Kelsey had gun residue. They didn't test Meg for gun residue. They got a neighbor who saw a lot of what happened. He might be called to the stand. He may not be called to the stand. The lead investigator of the whole case is suspended. He might get called to the stand. He may not get called to the stand. The only sober person that was there is the driver, Quan. And they can't find Quan. So that's what I have. Those are the facts.
Those are the facts.
I've heard a lot of stuff. I've read a lot of things. I wanted to just make sure that I was clear on the things that I specifically understood. As far as me and you, I guess, tackling this issue 2 years ago, we did have some criticism from some of our female constituents, if you will, that said, why can't you just believe Black women? It's not that I don't believe Black women. I just never believe whack stories. I never believe them. However, I will say this.
She does have bullet fragments.
When it comes to Meg, I guess not telling the truth at the time based on what happened, I can't appreciate her enthusiasm to say that, well, I didn't want to tell the truth when the police pulled up because this was 2020 and police are shooting people and I don't want them to know that Black people have guns. Now, I can't appreciate that. I can't appreciate the ride or die-ness that has been, I guess, a focal attribute of our sisters. Right. And that's something that can be admired. And Tory said it too. Like Tory's like, yo, we got a gun in the car, police here. Like, I get it. Like everyone understands that. My issue is this. That's a choice. It's a choice that you make. So you make that choice and it's a lie. Like still, like regardless, doesn't really matter. Like this, great, cool, that's what's up. But we're here now, and now you're trying to get hammed up. So it doesn't make a difference at this point. And I think there's
2 years, B.
There's an interesting contrast between the two. I listened to a debate between two comics yesterday on the Comedy Hype. Pierre and forget the other woman's name.
I know. I saw that too. Yes.
Yeah. She the Black woman pointed out that well, if we're getting beat up and we're in abusive relationships, there's a stigma against us calling the police because the police can pull up and then they get shot and then it's our fault. And I can appreciate that fear because whenever a dude gets shot, if it's a woman around, our media, I'm not going to say our culture, I'm not going to say our media like I won't even say like our media, like our important media. I'm going to say like the blogs and this. I'm going to say the cannibals. I'm going to say the cannibals. I'm going to say the cannibals. The cannibal niggas is like, well, that bitch wanted to eat chicken and waffles. That's why PNB got popped. Come on, man. No, he got popped because there's goons outside. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about? So I can understand that fear. I can sympathize with that fear that one may have on calling the police. Her point to say to Pierre was that's why you guys gotta go talk to these men because they won't listen to women. And in my mind, I'm like, you want what you would consider a good Black man to go run up on a troubled Black man that you won't call the police on? Like, if the thing is like, you won't call the police on him. So is it any of my business? That's the thing. That's the problem with the lie, right? It's like, all right, well, I didn't call the police because I didn't want them to get in trouble. Well, now we here, and your whole video is like, see, I wasn't gonna say that. I was trying to keep it off the internet, but now, yeah, you shot me. That doesn't sound like someone that wants to protect the black man. It doesn't sound like that. And this is where we're at. This is like some real ice cold like movie shit. They're gonna write a movie about this.
They're gonna do a series. This is gonna be a series. Netflix
and
Tiger King.
In 10 years, I believe if they do a Tiger King series, it'd be a 5-episode series. If they just take the story and spin it into a movie, they're gonna make a movie. And I say that to say this. I'm gonna give a spoiler alert for a movie. It's called Unforgiven on Netflix. For those of y'all that ain't seen it, if you do want to check it out, go ahead. If not, it's a good movie. Even I'm gonna give you the what's happening. Yeah. Sandra Bullock plays an ex-convict, right? Everybody in the city that she goes back to, they think that she killed this police officer. So she walking around like, woe is me, and she got a little bit of rage, she be beating bitches up, but she's trying to get her shit together or whatever, right? And everybody feel like she killed this police officer. And you find out at the very end, the very end of the movie, what was going on was they were getting their house taken away. Her daughter had a 12 gauge. The cop broke in through the door. The daughter shot the cop. The daughter's like 7 years old. Sandra Bullock takes the gun and pretended it was her, so her daughter wouldn't get in no trouble. Mm-hmm. I say all that to say, Kelsey shot Megan, right? This is the Ryan Holloway breakdown of what happened. Dell told y'all a little bit about this immunity situation. Kelsey didn't want to say what happened. She wanted immunity, and they were like, "All right, well, we'll give you immunity, and you can say what you said now, and we'll consider it as perjury." Right. We won't consider your past what you said as perjury. All right, cool. They asked her all the questions. Like, I don't remember that shit. I don't remember that one thing. I remember that one thing. She said, "Who shot?" He said, "Who shot Megan?" And that's when she said, "Fifth." So you choose the fifth. You usually choose the fifth, but you don't want to incriminate yourself. What I think happened is that Kelsey shot her in the foot. And then Torey went to go grab the gun. And right after that, he got residue on him. Or they also say if you shoot a gun in a car, everyone gets residue on him, allegedly. So, but it sounds like Megan's not gonna say that her friend shot her. But the way that she said, fine, you shot me. Like, because you know what? There's a part about Del Time mentioned this part where the dance bitch thing didn't happen. The way that it's explained by the court reporter, Kelsey's response is of someone that's telling the truth about something that is untrue.
Yeah.
I said, did you hear dance? Like, where the fuck that even come from? Right? The way that Megan was like, okay, I was trying to keep off the internet. Well, okay, you shot me then. Yeah, you shot me. That sounds like a lie. Like, that sounds like petty blame, if you will. That response, okay, there, you shot me. That's not how people talk they want to tell on somebody. That's not how they do it, But this whole shit has gotten really intense because the defense is trying to put together the prosecutor's trying to do some weird shit where they're like, well, hey, didn't Torey have, falling out with Rockefeller because he's supposed to get a Rockefeller deal, right?
They tried to bring that up.
Like, is that why he may have been mad? He didn't get a deal with Rockefeller, so he shot a woman 3 weeks later. Shut up.
Nigga did, bitch. That's what they want you to do there, right?
So I'm honestly hoping that I hope they drag this out. Real talk.
I got a question for you real quick before you get to this. What does Tory winning do for the black males?
It doesn't do anything. It does nothing. Here's the thing. This is where I'm at with this. This is where I'm at. I like when black folks can just when we can just enjoy our shit, but enjoy our shit, not as the culture, but as people, we get our own stuff. Like, this is what I mean. So when Black Panther came out, right, and people was going to the movie dressed like Wakandans and shit and all that, and people they dressing all weird for the thing. Like, nah, we just cosplaying like how white people cosplay for Lord of the Rings. We just cosplaying. We just people just enjoying an entertaining event. I want to remove the black from this, and I want us to just enjoy this shit like white folks were able to enjoy the Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing.
Okay, that's
because since that was white on white and this is black on black, this ain't some Nicole Simpson I'm sorry, that's too serious. This ain't like Ime Udoka and the white woman. You know what I mean? This ain't nothing like that. We just everybody should be able to have a good time. We should all be just having a good time. Like that's where I'm at with it. Like, so whoever wins, it does nothing. Because here's the thing. You can even see in like some of the comments where we've been doing this for 2 years, Dell, right? So it's like, well, why don't y'all believe her? Because she lied. Well, she lied to try to protect black men. Well, why not call the police on black men? Well, because we want to keep black men out of jail. Why are you dealing with black men and they shit? Well, because all the good men are dating outside their race. So you saying that all the good men don't want to date y'all? Yeah, because we're not protected. Because y'all won't call the police on the niggas that are beating y'all ass. Can't win, right? It can't win. Full circle. Regardless, though, you're supposed to escape. You're supposed to escape your interracial relationship and run to the streets and go protect LaKashana who getting their ass whipped by Dre Dre. You're supposed to protect her, Dell.
With Dell and LaKashana.
Don't be with her, but go protect her.
Oh,
and then when Dre
get shot.
And then when you beat up, when Dre Dre square up on you, you start fighting him, she gonna shoot you in your back for beating up on her man.
Yeah, so, and I was gonna say you never get the buns anyway.
You never get the buns anyway. You're never gonna get the buns anyway. So no, this to answer your question. I mean, if she wins, it's honestly like detrimental. It's Tory winning don't do nothing. Her winning, like
does everything.
Let me not say winning. If he shot her, he should go to jail, and that's it. Like if he shot her, right? If he didn't shoot her, everyone should know that she lied. If he's found like responsible, but he didn't do anything, it's horrible for everyone involved. It's horrible. It's horrible for everybody involved because it's niggas in court that ain't doing nothing. Like I don't think he need to be there. Like right now he in the same situation. We talking about like black folks in court. We got like Gunna and these YSL dudes like doing like conspiracy to murder or whatever. And then we got a situation where a Toronto dude is involved in an altercation with a woman from Houston, and an assistant has a gun and shot at her friend's feet, and we can't find the driver. But it's all clumped into the same thing. Like it's just niggas, instead of niggas in court, it's niggas in Paris. Right. Instead of niggas in Paris, it's niggas in court. So do it do anything for like the males of Tory? No, it does not. It does not. In fact, it's gonna make some black women hate niggas more.
Yeah, and they let him go.
Exactly.
Like, they have all the evidence, and they let him go.
It's just like they can. You know how they're gonna treat Tory Lanez? They don't treat Tory Lanez the way they treat Deshaun Watson right now.
Yeah,
I listen. One of my people that I listen to. His name should not be mentioned. He calls Deshaun Watson the nasty man. Like he just calls him that on his radio show. He just calls that man the nasty man. I just call that man that. That's not his name. The nasty man.
You know the nasty man.
The nasty man playing this weekend. Like, come on, bro.
Bro, you can't say that.
And the only reason, and it's cool because the dude it's not cool, but it's accepted because the guy that says that he's of the culture.
Yeah.
So he just be like the nasty man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I believe this is a lose-lose for Tory unless we get Daquan, and then we get the neighbor, and then we get the investigator, and then Kelsey admits to doing it. Because that's the only reason I don't like an investigator that's suspended. If Tory did the shit, then he would come forward and say, nah, I pulled up. I know he shot her. The neighbor would have been like, yeah, that dude shot that woman. Yeah. The driver would show up and at least take the fifth. But if the driver, I feel like the driver would be like, yeah, bro, my boss shot that lady.
And that ain't even his, and the thing about it is that's not even his normal driver. So it ain't even like he got some type of loyalty to Tory.
Well, there you have it. So I feel like it's just it could be, and honestly could be this could be one of those, this could be one of those his name should not be mentioned. This could be one of those mob tie situations, right? Where that one dude that got all the strings, he pulling all the strings to make sure that Meg doesn't get caught lying. That dude, he could be involved.
Yeah.
Because it don't make sense that, I mean, I know this is California, but it don't make sense that like that dude, it don't make sense the neighbor hasn't went forward yet. The lead investigator is suspended and Daquan is missing. And then Kelsey took the fifth. And
well, Kelsey is actually married to the dude, one of the niggas that's like a top accountant for Mob Ties.
Man, listen. All I'm saying is we just having a good time. We just having a good time, man. This is a good time. And I really hope this shit go. I mean, a couple more. I hope it go on a couple more weeks. Cause I've listened to videos, I've read what I needed to read. And from what I can see, it's like, it's almost no matter what you do, how do you say this? You have all the safeguards in the world, you still gonna get in trouble if you're around the gun, right? Like you could be drinking, you can have a driver, you could be around all rich people so you don't get robbed. But if there's a gun around, it's just gonna be trouble. And this isn't me being
whoa, on your soapbox.
Nah, being left wing Montague, because you know how he get on this. Only give the cops guns. You know how he be. Listen, I'm not saying people should have straps. I'm just saying this reminds me of the Plexico Burris situation, where he had a strap for no reason and then shot himself by accident while going to a nightclub and ended up going to jail. And it's like, why was there even a strap in this situation? Like, if you got a driver, can't you just have a security guard too that has the gun? Like, why do you need a strap? And why was the strap just so accessible where drunk people could just grab it and just do drunk shit? Because obviously this was some drunk shit. It sounds like some drunk shit.
And in Plexo's case, right? I'm gonna say that his situation, though it is stupid that he shot himself, right? Looking at the time difference now, I feel what you're saying now. It's more important to be like, yo, why would I just not have security? You know what I'm saying? Why would I not? And I know that he was an athlete, but now looking at like how much the athlete and the rapper has so much in common, where it's almost this, I still want to be from the streets type shit. I think him having a gun was more for his own protection to make sure he didn't get robbed and shit like that. Just knowing that shit was more happening. And it wasn't so publicized on social media at the time. You know, somebody rob you and it's just, you know, you might end up dead on some shit. Now, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I would say now it's a little bit different because, yeah, you're right. If I'm looking at Torey and everything is smooth, like it ain't even no point for you to have no gun. You had a driver. Why can't your driver be the security in that moment? Because technically, I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much safer could you be? Like, this nigga's he the driver, he the safer, you're gonna be in an armored car more than likely. So it's all good. Like, you know, so I definitely hear what you're saying now, but yeah, elaborate.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There's more information out about how to protect yourself. However, during Plex's interview on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark and them, he says he didn't have a strap because he's like a
goon.
Yeah, he didn't have it because he's a goon. He had it because he's a gun guy. Mm-hmm. So one of the dudes was like, why would you? One of the dudes like, I left the car, I left my gun in there, and I was like, I knew I shouldn't have went back and get it, but I went to go back to go get it. And one dude was like, why you bring a gun? It's like, because I'm just a gun guy. I be having it with me. I'm just a gun guy. So it's not even like I gotta have this shit in case a nigga run up. He's just a gun guy. That's his thing. So
that sounds like a goon though. Those are the same things that a goon would say. Like, I'm just a gun guy. Like, I'm just a drug guy. Like, it ain't that I sell drugs. I mean, I'll be like doing it, but like I just like making sure I get money off the drugs that I handle. Like, I'm not really a drug dealer, but
okay. Let me give you a better example of what I mean. Dave Ramsey says he's a gun guy.
Dave Ramsey looks like a gun guy though. What I'm saying is, hold on, hear me out. But Dave Ramsey is not going to go to the club and be like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know why I had this. He might have it in the car and keep it in the car. Like, yeah, I keep it. He's admittedly an open carry Tennessee Texan. I mean, Tennessee. But I'm saying he ain't going. If there's a place where they're saying, look, hey, yes, you can carry your gun in around the streets, but we're permitting guns in this particular location.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna safely be like, okay, he's gonna probably be mad about it, like a nigga would but if a nigga really still want to go in there,
Dave Ramsey following nobody rules.
Yeah, I know Dave Ramsey. I've been listening to Dave Ramsey for years.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and this is the thing. So I was shocked by this when I went to Nashville. It be niggas in Nashville at the gas station with they shit on their hip. I was shocked. Yeah. I was like, what, you niggas is really and just minding their own business, like just right here, like a pager. So when I say like, I know what you mean by like, it sound like a goon, like, I got that thing on me. But when goon said it's like, I wish a nigga would type of shit. No, Dave Ramsey and Plex. When I say they're not goons or gun guys, I mean these niggas had one like they had a phone. That's why he was like. That's because they went in the club. They went in the club in like a group. Wasn't nobody about to rob him with these niggas. Yeah. He went these like, I gotta go get my thing because I'm a gun guy. That's what he said. Though I think there's a difference. Goon.
I'm saying here, Goon might say the same thing. Like he going with a group of niggas. Oh shit! He said like he forgot his mask. Like, oh, man, I forgot my gun. Like, nigga, okay, we having fun. What are your gun? Like when I dance, I like to feel the motion of my gun.
I feel like a gun would be like, nigga, you got your shit? All right, we be all right. Like, no. I feel like if you a gun guy,
no, he's
like,
not. Nah. No, he's not. Goons, look, I don't trust this nigga to shoot for me. Gun niggas, real goons is like stingy point guards who don't want nobody else to score. They the only niggas who want to carry the rock. If you got a rock of your own, go ahead, shoot your shit up. But nigga, this on me, nigga. Now I'll only deal with my ball too. Like nigga, I can't be trusting other niggas' ball, nothing. So nigga, when they be like, hey nigga, now we gonna run with my ball, cuz. Like, no, I don't even want to run with you. I like this ball. You lost. Nigga, why you get to choose what ball we running with?
Oh no, we gonna have to have some of our resident firearm experts input on this, man. I know we got a couple they're gonna have to let me know in the DM.
I'm just saying.
Like, there's a difference between like a goon. Is the difference between like a goon?
I agree.
That's like on some like it's the difference between like Meek Mill's friends that be like, we was masking up before Corona, young nigga. It's a difference between them and like Dave Ramsey and Flex.
How you know they weren't just trying to be safe? They just mask niggas. They just trying to keep it safe. Like I wear my mask all the time because like I'm like and then why they can't be like the people that's like from China who been wearing masks way before Corona. Bruh, they just wear masks all the time.
Bro, it's from the song. He said we've been masking up before Corona. Like we've been masking up before
and
he
Corona, just a mask nigga.
For robberies.
No, that's your perception. That's not what he's saying.
Have you heard Flamer's Flow? Have you heard it?
And I think
this nigga's talking about robbery. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about?
That's the same shit that you saying though. That nigga just saying in a nice way, like, yeah, I had to go back and get my gun. Like, wait, why? Like, that don't even make sense. I'm not even trying to say that he's against guns. I'm not even trying to be against guns. I'm just saying, like, you didn't need it at that time. I can understand if you were like, yo, I was about to go to the shooting range, and then I realized I forgot my gun. That makes more sense. Not, I was getting ready to go to the club and realized I forgot my gun.
Yeah, so you didn't want to leave in the car. Like,
so are you saying it's like a nigga with a laptop? Like he basically was like, let me go get my laptop out.
Like you're a camera guy.
Yeah.
You a camera guy. You like, I'm gonna get my shit real quick.
But if I'm with you
everywhere.
If I bring my camera with me, I'm trying to use it. Was he trying to use it?
You might not use it. You tell me to use your camera every time you brought it somewhere?
No.
There you have it. The whole bar is one false move, you a goner. We was masking up before Corona. That's not for colds. That's for violence.
One false move. You might shake a nigga's hand. Now you a goner. We been masking up before Corona. So we been protecting ourselves from viruses all out there before Corona. See, you got to look at the bar, man. That's a double. That's a, you know what I'm saying? That's bars, but yeah.
Not a double entendre. But whatever. The nigga said deep in the field where niggas die by 30. Hang with the killers playing Bye Bye Birdie. You dig? Like he's not talking about.
He be hanging with doctors and shit, right? They be killing niggas sometimes. So he's always like, I be hanging with killers. It's a lot to go in there. But
doctors are killers? Man, listen. How do you feel like this shit is gonna end altogether? Like, what are your thoughts on this? And wait, I'm sorry. No, fuck all that. What do you want to happen?
What do I want to happen? I want Torey. I want Torey to be vindicated. I feel like, you know what? I hope that after this case, after he wins or not even wins, let's be real, after he's proven to not be the shooter, after he's proven to not be the shooter, what I believe should happen at that moment is he should then sue her ass for slander.
You think
because he did lose he lost a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That was a lot of like sponsorships that he lost. It was a lot of shit. A lot of accreditations that happened and a lot of lies that happened. And for him to really be not the trigger person on this thing, he should you drug that boy's career through the mud. And you're right. There isn't going to be any type of win for, and it shouldn't be it ain't no win for no black man. It ain't nothing. Somebody got hurt. She really apparently does have actual booklet fragments. So the person that shot her, I mean, I do think that it shouldn't end there. I do think that person should also get the same thing because it ain't no fair at that moment. It's not fair that, you know what I'm saying, you lied. And she should also have to do some time too for perjury.
Man,
they're not gonna do that. But that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't even saying to the point where she got to go do jail time.
See, it's because of niggas like you that they won't put her in jail. Like, see how you? I'm not even saying they got to put her in jail. They should put her in jail, but because of niggas like you with wives and daughters, that's like they put my baby in jail. See, it's your fault. It's your fault.
No, I do think she should go to jail. But I'm
9 years.
9 years. Wow, like actually, fuck it. Yeah, I'm with it. I feel like. I do feel like no, I know you not. I know your ass is, but I'm saying I do feel like I'm just being honest what they would do just because of her startude and shit like that, and the fact that Jesse didn't go to jail. If they ain't putting Jesse in jail, they ain't gonna put her in jail. So she gonna end up getting some probation time. But I'm just being real with.
Good point. That's a good point, bro. If they ain't put Juicy in jail, then they're not gonna put her in jail. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm just saying that.
Especially because, like, man, hold on. Yeah, they're not gonna put her. They're not.
Yeah, you thinking the right thing. It's the fact that, yeah, his crime was to discredit white people in general. Her crime is to discredit a black man. They definitely not gonna put her in jail. But I'm saying, give her ass 9 years probation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jesse made white folks look silly.
Yeah, man. So
actually, you know what? Keep it real. Nah, like he wastes a lot of white folks' money, but he actually like made us look silly.
He did make us look silly, but see, and when the reason why they went so hard on him is because it's like it take you a while to realize you actually didn't make me look stupid. You made me like you might be mad at a certain heat of the moment. You might have to rethink it back. The white people moved first because like you trying to make us look bad. Like you trying to say we out here just going around just beating up people, especially at that time. How many people were in support of MAGA? So at that time, like, you know, it wasn't even that you were trying to. It was the people who were in support of MAGA. So they already moved. Like nigga, you saying something negative about MAGA? Yeah. We'll fuck you up on that shit. So they was ready. That's why. But for this situation, all it did for not even the coach, all it did for a lot of media outlets or a lot of people who already envision black men to be so angry and so much of that, it allowed them to say, oh, this is a stereotype of a black man. He'll hurt his black woman. He'll shoot her. You know what I mean? He'll do this. He'll do that. So that allowed to continue to build more emphasis on that particular stereotype. So the reason why this isn't so bad, this is why so many people, when you see it, they're ready to go so hard on Tory. Oh, you need 22 years for this shit. You shot her. Da, 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 da. So many people, when they first heard about it, were ready to attack him because a lot of black men were also hurt that he did that in the thought that he even would do something. Like, well, you make me look bad. Like, you fucking up. Like, you doing, like, we trying to get to this point where, nigga, we could be like Snoop, nigga, and doing shows with Martha Stewart talking about weed, nigga, you fucking that shit up. They gonna keep us down with shit like this. So with that, that's why it's so important. Like, in a way, I say it's not gonna do. You're right. It's not gonna do anything for black men, but in a way, for him to beat this, it doesn't hurt us as bad as it would, because that stereotype of like people were trying to say, oh, this is the Chris Brown, it's like this, that. People were thinking about that. And especially at this time, this is basically Chris Brown and Rihanna in a lot of ways. Of course, like, I'm not saying that Rihanna's career wouldn't have done any amazing without that particular incident in, but I'm saying the simple fact of like, it tore his career all the way down. And it took for him to have to be an amazing artist to bounce his way back up. And I feel like where Tory to be in this situation, especially the same thing, it's like a car incident coming from something that's a big event in a lot of ways, even though I guess the pool party wasn't really a big event, but it's had a
just rich people
shit. Yeah, rich people chilling, and this shit happens. And then you have this car incident happen again. It's like, that's why so many people were already ready to blame him. Just to the simple fact of like the heat from something that Chris Brown did years ago to make people think, oh yeah, he would do this because black men think like this and they're egotistic about their artery. So a lot of that already was already built up tension for that. That's why even when people was like, well, what did she say? Did he say he can't dance? And that nigga beat her ass? Like, no, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, like
man, like bro, like the same way that you feel like things are the same way you feel like things are like viewed differently than the Plex thing about like having the strap on you and so on and so forth. Because even prior, like even after the Plex thing, you're saying like you said, like you not like you said, but like you alluded to, a lot of rappers getting robbed and shit, like getting ran up on athletes and so on and so forth. Now, I think the Chris Brown thing is something as well where we have gotten more and more like not evidence, but there's been more things alluded to. They were teenagers that got into a fight.
Correct.
Like not this nigga was like OGing her. Like it's been alluded to they were teenagers that got in a fight, but because the popularity of both of them, it's like, look at her face. Look at her face. He's a crazy person. Like, I think that if he was really built like that, I think he would have been in jail, like right now. You know what I mean? But I also think I do feel you on like the sensitivity of like trying to make sure that brothers aren't in these ordeals because it's not a good look. And I think it's unfair that's where we gotta. I think it's unreasonable. That's like the comparison, because if Chris Brown's a comparison, then we doing all right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because that shit was 1,000 years ago.
Like, but it's. I mean, I'm using Chris Brown, but it's more it takes to where you
like,
know.
Let me give you this. I'm sorry. Like, let me give you this. When Kanye was like stalking Kim, as DL Hughley would say, DL was like, "This is like OJ," and I'm like, all right, if that's the best comparison, then we doing all right. It's over 30 years ago. Like we doing, you know what I mean? Like if that's the best, if that's your, not you, Dell, but if that's the people that criticize Black folks, if that's their best reference, great. Because when we reference the police shooting us, that shit was 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we're not referencing, oh nigga, we got bit by a dog in the 60s and now y'all shooting us. No, nigga, it happened every month. Yeah. But if your best reference is, nigga, this nigga Kanye is just like O.J. Simpson. Cool. That's a good track record. I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take it. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you said. No, definitely, especially like in the big time difference. But I was just thinking like to the point you got this big campaign for the Me Too going on, especially like this is in the heat of R. Kelly situation. This in the heat of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit is in the heat of certain times where now it's like, yo, black women are getting abused by these black men. Black women are getting so, and then you had this fool go out and she was like, niggas, you got Dre going through a case where supposedly he beat up his ex-wife. You got a lot of that shit going on. You got a lot of shit that's tackling so many different areas. You got Quavo at that time supposedly beating up Sweeney in a fucking elevator. So you know what I'm saying? You got so many elements that are hitting where they're like, it's like if you pulled up that 2020 mixtape and you could just be like, this is the mixtape version of black men beating up women. Like,
bro, I think, man, bro, like that's where my issue is at though. Like I really have a problem with the amount of, maybe this is just going to just dads like, I don't know if it's like a dad not, only this is of course like dads not being in the house. Mm-hmm. Dads being too aggressive, or like our like hip hop snitch culture, because over time, right? Like over time, it can only be over time for anybody. anybody. And I'm not gonna speak for like soldiers and abused women and PTSD. I'm not gonna speak for any of that words. I know that now we have more information though. And every year and years and go by, we have some more information. But I've always heard when I was younger where it's like, you do this to me, I'm gonna call my brother or I'm gonna call my daddy. I'm gonna call this person. But then Becky had just called the police on you. And then we look down on Becky then for calling the police. But at the same time, it's like, well, if that's gonna keep you safe, you call the police. So if it's like, is it like over something like keep it in house, call me, I'll go down there and see, I'll go there and tune that nigga up. Is it and then Blueface Daddy gotta fight Blueface gotta fight Krishan Daddy? Is that how we living? Or should Krishan just call the police? Like it's like where are we at where we can't call the police and I don't got a dad around, so I'm gonna just let this nigga beat my ass because protect black men. No, ain't nobody saying protect. No one saying protect black men is beating women's asses. Nobody's saying that. So it's not this. I can't believe in this overarching theory of like, we don't want y'all to get shot, so we're gonna let y'all beat our ass. Now, don't get me wrong, that is a facile hyperbole I just made. I understand it's a blanket statement. There's more nuance to that. But when we break it all down to the argument that they were having on Comedy Hype, that's what it is. Like, well, I love y'all so much, I can't call the police. I'm gonna let you beat my ass and say you ain't shit. No, leave that nigga and call the police. And then that'll let good black dudes know, like, she don't deal with niggas like that. Good to know. I thought you liked AK and Rah Rah and them. Cause that's all that good black dudes think when they see y'all with these whack niggas in the street with that look a particular way and give off a certain appeal and speak to in a particular way in the mall. That's what we look at. Like when we got the academics video of him yelling at this chick. And it's like, you gonna deal with academics? Like you gonna deal with him or go get somebody just like academics that got money, that's a D boy that don't gotta work this 9 to 5 or whatever. And I believe that there's more to this other than it's not just because it's not as simple as Rodney and Jody from Baby Boy. Right. It's not that simple. It's never that simple. It's not. And all of us was rooting for Jody to murk Rodney. But everyone should have called the police. Period. Period. I'm sorry. Call the police. That's all we could do, bro. That's it. Like Chris Rock said, yeah, I'm gonna call the police. Who I'm gonna call? The Crips? But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I'm of the mindset where we gotta escape some of these, like, we gotta escape these whack ass tropes, if you will. This is like, people be like generational wealth, like, nah, like we need to pass down like generational transformations, right? Like instead of like, you know what you gotta do, go get yourself, the first thing, go get yourself a good car payment. No. Like, no, you know what you gotta do? You gotta get into a good school, borrow money for 4 years. No, take your ass to a JC and get your grades right. Yeah. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, get your mind right.
You too young to get married. No, you're not. You find somebody you love early in life, you sign up for that shit and y'all work it out and y'all grow together. Because all that's gonna happen is you're gonna just run your numbers up, fuck up your life, and then you're gonna fuck up your life and lose your value and then be like, damn, now I'm trying to find love. No, you meet somebody early, you get married. If it don't work out, fine, get a divorce. That's it. But all these like generational lies, wait your time out. Like all these whack ass curses, like go get you a good job for 40 years and retire. They're not giving niggas pensions no more. Don't call the police. Keep it in-house. You want the police in your neighborhood. No, call the police to see if they come to your neighborhood. You should live somewhere where the police will come to your neighborhood. Shit. Yeah. Straight up, I'm sorry. I mean,
you make a good
real
point.
Sound 38.
Because that's when you hear these stories on First 48 Hours, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, we been knew that Pookie was whooping Cheryl ass, and like she always would come to mama and tell her, but like, then they get back together. And so we never really, we just, I mean, they be arguing, so we just thought, that's just the way he is. And then Cheryl ended up dead behind a dumpster with cheese on her face. And now they over here talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like Daryl been lactose intolerant, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's all bullshit.
Jeez.
You know?
Why did he put cheese on her face?
Because it's tradition.
But man,
like he lactose intolerant and he don't like cheese, and she brought him cheese. That's it.
And that did it. And
that did it. You know what I'm saying?
That really did. That was the Cheeto that broke the camel's back.
Facts.
Usually how it goes.
Bars.
Man, look, speaking of just cooperating with the police and being friends with the police and just trying to make sure that things are okay. Your favorite rapper, Dell, Gunna.
Oh, pushing them peas.
He decided, I'm gonna give y'all a little quote. He said, "I have chosen to end my RICO case with an Alfred plea and end my personal ordeal by publicly acknowledging my association with YSL. An Alfred plea in my case is an entry of a guilty plea to one charge against me, which is in my best interest, while at the same time maintaining my innocence toward the same charge." So he got home. And just to give you guys some background, Lil Boosie said, rat, cheese emoji. This would have put tears in my eyes. My brother, my artist, like, what the F? I'm fighting for my life. That I'm not running a gang, a criminal enterprise, and you do this to Big Dog, you know it's a gang, the guns and drugs, not yours. Well, who else in the car can they be for? Got it. So Boosie's pissed. He's just writing in Boosie language on Twitter. And man, he said he had one charge. He wasn't gonna get no hard time. These lawyers don't give a damn about your legacy. They know what they doing to your name, but they getting you out of jail, so they name blows up. Then you got to pay them more when you free, and they made you cooperate. It's a cold game. So Boosie is not happy with him cooperating. I saw the video, and he basically he had to admit that that it is a gang and that it is a criminal enterprise.
Yes, ma'am.
And I mean, essentially, he's free. Like, so he's free now. He's out. So where I'm at with this, Dell, I want to ask you. So I'm not gonna say 6ix9ine started this wave, but once we got more information about 6ix9ine did let us into some ideas about how 6ix9ine and Wack 100 let us into some ideas about how you think so and so had this charge, but they got off.
Right.
They said how you think T.I. was running all those guns, but then he got off. Like how you think Snoop, how you think murder was the case with Snoop, but then he got off, right? So it takes you back to like a time where Shine went to jail for a situation with Diddy. We don't know what happened, but from what we gather, Shine may have not been completely responsible for that situation. So they were gonna get out, him not necessarily being the target of this. And me and you were talking so highly about cooperating with the police, which now that we've switched gears and we're in the male side of this, now should get real. Because I can easily tell a woman, like, call the police, call the police on that nigga, call them. And now we're on this side, right? Now we gotta speak from our end. It's like you ever watch anyone play a sport and then go play a sport? That nigga should just, man, how he missed that? Have you ever been 3 games in and smoked a layup? Like, this is tiring. This is exhausting, right? Yep. So I ask you, I ask you as simple as possible. Do we keep the same energy or is this different?
Damn. Personally, I think you got to keep the same energy, bro. Low key, you got to keep the same energy. However, I do want to. I want to answer your question simply. You got to keep the same energy, unfortunately, and I say that because it's like the rules of snitching is so damn vague. Like this shit's so vague. Because in my mind I'm like, well, I mean, technically, this nigga didn't snitch. Like he sat in jail past the time that he would have done for the crime that he was involved with, right? So he went into jail longer than that. They were ready to hold him. He went and got out of jail had he not went from pushing peas to pushing pleas. So I just gotta say, like, at that moment though, and all he really did, in my mind, I'm like, all he really did was just say, okay, look, y'all already know they're a gang, basically, because nigga, it's already been on all out. Like, they're a gang. Look, this is YSL. Y'all got all of these particular things. Niggas already on the snitch that said there's a gang. So at that moment, he like, well, shit, nigga, what am I holding down to say that it ain't a gang? Nigga, y'all know it's a gang. So fuck it. It's like nigga saying the Illuminati, they don't even know that they the Illuminati. Like, nigga, I mean, y'all know already, really, though. Like, so we might as well just talk about it blatantly in front of you and tell you that, nigga, there's a secret organization, nigga, secret society, right? Basically, at this moment, like, that's what he did. He's like, he didn't really say nothing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, he ain't make a statement. He didn't really make a statement. He said he agreed to some questions that they were asking him. He yes or no some questions that they were asking him from what I saw? You feel like he made a statement? Because I heard some yes, ma'am. Do you agree that da-da-da-da-da? Do you say that da-da-da-da? Yes, no, yes. But
yeah. Go ahead.
But I do understand where Bootsy and where people who might have that same mindset come from. Because if you involved in a crime, to me, that's what I've always learned about snitching. If you involved in some shit and your ass go out to snitch to get something, better for yourself, like, and you leave your homies or you snitched on the niggas you was involved with crimes with, that's snitching. However, like, I mean, nigga, if a nigga kill your daughter and ain't got nothing to do with you, nigga, like you said, niggas need to go tell the police. And I feel like in a way, the way they're trying to put Gunna was supposed to be just an artist. You know what I mean? Like that basically he was an artist and Young Thug is the real criminal empire on this point. So if you're an artist and you like, nigga, I'm gonna sign the Killer Records, right? I'm signing the Killer Record. You don't know that these niggas is really killers. Like, you just signing in. Like, I'm thinking they talking about killing music. I thought YSL meant young slime life. Young smoker life, young whatever. Nigga, like, that's why I joined them niggas. I didn't know, nigga, I came from a church. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I feel like it depends on where he was. Like, he never, in my eyes, I felt like his music ain't really like focused about like talking about killing niggas. A lot of it is about drugs and shit like that. Most important of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Killing niggas. It's just about drugs. I mean, bro, like, you know what? You're right that this is really vague. Because here's the thing, right? So part of what I understand is that the biggest thing about like the YSL gang is trying to like use like the RICO, right? Mm-hmm. But for something to be RICO, you have to prove that it is a gang,
right?
You have to prove it's a gang, yeah.
And now he basically just proved it,
right?
Yeah,
that's what. So if you're like, nah, he already admitted, but like now you have him testifying that like this is this thing.
Who in the prosecution eyes, he's a co-captain. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a yeah.
So it's like, but that's the thing when it comes to being vague, because when you say it's vague, at the same time, it's like whatever. It's almost one of those things, bro, where if he paid a lot for his lawyer, like Lil Boosie saying. But he's like, well, you wasn't even gonna get no real time. You was only gonna sit down for that one charge. And if I'm Gunna, I'm like, it's like you said, they're like, well, everyone already knows it's a gang. And I'm hearing, I know these niggas with less money than me are gonna say it's a gang. If I could leave tomorrow, then why? I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm gonna just say it's a gang. Like, cause we a gang. Like, we a gang, right? Yeah. But I also feel like it's you said you an artist, you signed the Killer Records at the same time, bro. And you know Killer Records is killing people. Like, you signed up for Killer Records. Like, you know, it's like Tekashi for me, Tekashi's a little bit different, right? Because they kidnapped him and smashed his girl. So it's like, bro, I'm telling on y'all. I'm not a rat, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all,
I'm calling the police.
I'm calling the police, dog. Like, y'all gonna kidnap me?
I funded this organization.
I funded this. Who put this together? I put this together. Like, what are you talking? I'm calling the police, dog. Like, I don't even knock Tekashi for that. So then, and you got that Tekashi thing where it's like, oh, well, Tekashi didn't snitch because he ain't gang anyway. He's a civilian. And it's like, I understand that science, but like he's still around people that he like. I don't know. It's like this, right? Whether you're Karen, whether you're a black Karen, or whether you're a Mexican Karen, right? You call the police when stuff happens on your block. That old lady, she always called the police. She called the police on the cats. She called the police on the dogs. She called the police on the garbage man. She always called the police, right? If that old lady like don't call the police on her nephew selling rock, but she called the police on the kids skateboarding, that old lady's a snitch. Mm-hmm. I think when you choose what to call the police on, like when you pick and choose, like that's why for me it's like if you
will call the police for anything basically because you ain't no snitch.
Yeah, I'm calling the police. If I'm offended, I'm calling the police. I'm gonna call the police. I'm gonna call
black bastard.
I'm gonna call offended. The police. I'm off the rip. I'm just
Ryan like Ryan like that nigga
right willy nilly.
Ryan is that black meme with the nigga with the glasses on. Like nigga.
Let me be more clear about this shit. Tekashi 6ix9ine was with these niggas, right? And I'm sure while Tekashi 6ix9ine was around, they kidnapped another nigga and smashed his girl. Yeah. But Tekashi done seen hella kidnappings, right? He been around. But then when they did it to him, he told that's snitching. That's what I mean. If you involved,
I agree. That's what that's my definition. That's what I learned too.
Yeah, you involved or whatever. So it's like if you a grandma and your nephew selling rock on the corner, like, yeah, you sell that rock, Rodney. You sell it, Rodney. And then little white boy selling rock and you call, then snitching.
Yes.
Does you pick it? Because at that point you've ratted out the gang. Like you've ratted and you've done anything to like save your tail, apparently. Like, because even there's like back and forth shit with that as well. Like even Frank Lucas, whereas like they say Frank Lucas snitched, but he didn't snitch. He told on other drug dealers that wasn't on his team. He only told on cops. So is it wrong to snitch on the bad cops that you so like, and even like
low key on Frank Lucas situation? Okay, here's my theory with Frank Lucas situation.
So vague.
Like, yeah, it's vague as fuck. Because I feel like, look, them niggas have the theory of, not the theory, they have the power to imprison him at any time, right? The niggas that he snitched on. So if they're enforcing their word and he can't play fair in the game, the drug game, that he's trying to build an empire in, low key, the only thing you can't kill him, because if you kill one of them niggas, then you go down for more time, and nobody ever finds out that they were also drug dealers. They just look at these niggas like they got killed in the line of duty. But if you snitch on them niggas and put them niggas behind bars, you low key just saying, nigga, look, I just took out my competition.
I give you that. I give you that. This is what I meant by like Frank Lucas shit was vague. Frank Lucas said he only told on the police. Mm-hmm. But then the detective, played by Russell Crowe, said he is snitching on hella people. He told them more than police. I promise y'all. Same thing with Rico. Not Rico, but Alpo.
Alpo. Yeah.
Alpo. He was like, I'm only snitching on the niggas that's over there. Yeah. But he told him. Right, but he told him hella dudes. So it's so vague, but in reality, I think this is the issue. This is the issue, Dale. This is the problem. Our people have done a great job of like appropriating mafia culture, right?
Yes.
And being like, yeah, like Black Soprano family, all this shit, like all this stuff, right? But like, we not really the mafia, so like we don't really got like those Cosa Nostra rules, because the way they see it, the Cosa Nostra niggas, the way they see it, if you talk to the police, you're not supposed to talk to the police, period. Like that's it. Those are the rules. You go to jail for 150 years. You ain't shut up. You know, that's the point. Like, you're not even supposed to admit that it exists. That's why the mafia dudes be hot when someone will go on like Vlad or someone will go in court and then be like, yeah, there's a mafia, because it's not supposed to exist. You're not even supposed to say the word. Nobody's supposed to know. But I think our part of our entertainment culture is so into that, whether it be like Master P, Last Don, all these really whack Godfather impersonations on every 90s CD. They're horrible, but we're trying to like appropriate the shit. Where it's like, yeah, snitching, like Drake got the song Omerta. I love the song, but Drake, like, ain't no song. Why is a song called Omerta? Like, why we got mob tied songs, Drake? Like, but I get it. But that's it.
But he half Jewish, so like he might really got mob ties. you know, as an accountant. Maybe one of his uncles was an accountant for the mob.
Mob ties is what the man who shall not be spoken. That's what they call themselves in the age.
I know.
Is Trinell in mob ties?
Huh?
Is Trinell in mob ties?
Low key. He might be that cameraman.
That's what. So that's what I think. I think that's why it's blurred. I think you're right. It's really vague what the rules are because we kind of just took these rules and started doing whatever willy nilly. I'll give you a better analogy. A while ago, I don't know when, but a while ago, a bunch of dudes decided they wanted to be women, right?
Yeah.
So then
5 years ago.
A bunch of dudes, like, they decided they want to be women. And then like other people decided, you know what? I want to be a woman, but I don't want to change stuff. And other people were like, you know what? I don't want to be a sex at all. They're like, you know what? And somebody was like, you know what? I'm probably a kangaroo.
Yep.
Right. So now when it comes to like what genders people are, there's 7,000 of them. And nobody knows what's happening.
Niggas recognize as cameras. I see nigga recognize as a laptop.
So
at the airport.
So you saw a nigga identify as an airport?
No, identify as a laptop at the airport.
Oh wow. So yes, that's why I think we got these snitch telling lines are blurred because nobody knows what they're doing. Right. Nobody knows. Do you think? Let me ask you this. Do you think that like there's also this, bro? This is the coolest shit. Recently, I was watching this Drake video, right? And Drake had this chain made of like it has 42 diamonds on it for like every time he was gonna propose to a woman. It's like
42 diamonds?
42 diamonds of it for every time he thought about proposing.
Oh, okay. Just thought about it. I was like, just every time.
Every time he thought about it, like
I got to
So it was this dude, and this dude was like, Drake is a simp, and he's doing shit like this for attention because nobody want to hear his ghost written ass rhymes that he don't write. And you know what? I think Drake writes a lot of his rhymes, but what if he didn't? Like, what if he didn't do it? It doesn't matter because it's entertainment, right? So, and it sounds really good. Like it's not written except for a couple, which I knew for a fact. And I was like, that doesn't sound like something he would say. Then turns out he didn't, right? And I was like, but so with the Gunna thing, it's like, are people gonna care that he did this? Are they still gonna make music with him? Like, does it matter? That's my whole point. That's what I'm asking.
Niggas is gonna play it how they want to play it, like, because it's already controversy, right? Some people are saying he snitched, some people saying he didn't snitch. You got niggas like Whack 100 who said he didn't snitch, who said basically all he did was just say, you know, he just disagreed. He just agreed with, you know, with whatever they trying to do. He just took the plea deal. That niggas do that.
He just agreed with what they're trying to do. Is it a cooperation?
I mean, yeah, technically, you know what I'm saying? That's how, you know, remember when Cameron was going at 50, like, nigga, I corroborated, like, right? So, like, you know, you remember that video? I don't remember. He's like, nigga, I didn't snitch, this corporation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing. So he corroborated. Like, that's basically, he didn't snitch, he corroborated. And I think, like, he just told him, like, but, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, ain't that what, technically, that's why I say that word is so loose, because technically that's what they tell you to do. Like, just cooperate, like, just do what we do. Like, they tell you that shit all throughout your teams, all throughout everything. Like, whatever you get in trouble, just cooperate. You know what I mean? So if you just say, oh, well, I didn't do nothing, like, you technically, like, in the eyes of the street, you snitch. Because all he said was, those wasn't my guns, that wasn't my drugs. Okay, but you snitch because it's only two of y'all in the car. Like, I'm supposed to go down with you, nigga, because you decided to do this.
I think y'all both supposed to say it's not mine, though.
No, in the snitching world, that's considered snitching, because you're basically putting on somebody else. Like, yes, y'all both have to agree to that if y'all both go in there with that thing. But in reality, it's like, technically, niggas snitch all the time. If a nigga be like, if technically niggas snitch all the time, like a nigga be with somebody like, that ain't mine. Nigga, you snitch. You snitch. That ain't mine. You snitch. Because now you're saying, well, if I'm in the car with somebody else, like, is there
so what you supposed to say?
You're supposed to not say nothing. You're supposed to say, can I get a lawyer? That's what you're supposed to say. I need to get my lawyer. So that got to be your first statement. And so some people are
snitch.
Everybody's snitching. All these niggas, all these, because they can make anything a snitch. They can make anything. You can make anything sound like a snitch. Like, nigga, did you say yes when they asked you, do you want an egg McMuffin? Yeah, well, I was hungry. Yeah, you snitched, nigga. Was your lawyer present when they gave you the egg McMuffin? Nope. You a snitch, nigga. Like, that's it. Like, niggas can make any. If they want to make you a snitch, nigga, they gonna make you a snitch, nigga.
Just because you got an egg McMuffin?
Just because you got an egg McMuffin. And now the thing about it is Gunna got to come out. He got to be on his Malcolm X shit and talk about like being imprisoned and how he felt like, you know what I'm saying, this was unfair to him. That's what's gonna try to win the audience back. That's what's gonna try to win the listenership back. It's because people
gotta win it back. You don't think he gotta
win it? He gotta win it back because people are gonna tune in. Whenever a motherfucker go to jail, people want you to get out of jail and immediately talk about what happened, the reason why you went to jail, because now they want to hear the story. You know what I mean? It's like watching a fucking reality series and then getting to the finale. You want to hear what these niggas got to say when they finally see the shit that they went through. So now that's what this is. That's what happens when you go to jail. Niggas been watching this shit through a phone lens right now. So when he finally comes on and goes to the music part and says, you know, we went down and Thugger was on some other shit. I was just trying to push P's, but now I'm pushing please on some, you know, trying to save my life shit. They gonna be like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Please. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's like, either people gonna fuck with him, like, well, that makes sense, you know, because I mean that's what hyped 6ix9ine up so much. People labeled him a snitch throughout the whole thing. As soon as he came out, first song he dropped, niggas gave 1 million to that shit. Niggas gave the views, even if you don't like shit, because that's the kind of,
they're just views though.
But like, no, but see, that's the thing you got to understand. That's the thing you got to understand. A lot of times people say that's just views. The views is what pays niggas, though.
Did you see the bitches in the video?
The bitches in the videos are amazing. But I'm saying at the same time, listen to what I'm saying, though. Because you pay attention to the shit, it brings more shit. The reason why R. Kelly is in jail right now is because so many motherfuckers paid attention to that Life shit. Nobody ever watched Life ever before. Only women was watching that shit. Now that shit the biggest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, like, oh my God, did you see the Life documentary about the you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch this R. Kelly shit. Now you got that shit big. Now you gotta put R. Kelly in jail. You have to.
No, you're right. Once they put the Surviving R. Kelly out, they had to put him in jail.
That's what I'm saying.
He also don't have no hits though. If he had hits out,
he still would be in jail.
They're about to free him though. They're about to free him.
They might.
They're about to free him. He dropped a new album.
Yeah, they might. And he admitted that I don't know what he was admitting. I don't know why he even did this. Just shut the fuck up. Sometimes niggas don't, he must be taking advice from OJ. Like, he's just reaching out to his good friend, like, OJ, bro, I know you got out of this shit when you really did some shit. Tell me what I got to do. I wrote a book and said, what if I did this shit?
Man, look, if y'all do get a chance to check out this, they got the OJ in Vegas thing. It's an hour and a half about how he got arrested in Vegas and just how his dumb ass like shit.
That's your man's.
How he ended up doing 9 years for stealing his own stuff.
That's your man's.
Check that shit out. But it would be funny if R. Kelly called OJ like, hey man, what do I do? He said, I wrote a book. That's dumb.
Like, so you should do a song. Just tell your story. You know what? You got it. I'll admit. I was fucking with some young girls. I admit. But their parents were sending them to me. I admit. But I mean, I do think in R. Kelly's situation, no, I don't think they should free him. But I do think other motherfuckers need to be behind bars, man. Other motherfuckers need to get some kind of like Drea might even too, bro. Even Drea. But you know, I know they're not gonna do it because it's protect black women.
I seen that argument because people be like, it's a lot of people out here that was doing the same thing as R. Kelly because those young girls wasn't only smashing R. Kelly. So they should
No, not them niggas. I'm talking about the niggas who helped this nigga, who were helping this nigga, you know, yeah, I'm talking about those niggas. It's a lot of niggas who, yeah, exactly. I was about to say that. It's a lot of niggas who was gunning out the way, and we looking at them as they talk on TV, like, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, wait, hold on. But basically, we about to go on Gunna, but like, it's different because like he was protecting young girls. You know what I'm saying? We was protecting those young girls. Gunna protecting himself. That's different. He shouldn't protect himself. He should go to jail for another nigga. He should get fucked in his ass for another nigga. Fuck you mean? That's what niggas want you to do. They be like, nigga, you should go down for me, nigga. What you mean, nigga? I don't even know if this case would be the same. Yeah, you ain't gonna say shit right now, nigga, because it's your shit. But now, nigga, you want me to be like, nigga, you a snitch, cuz. Like, and that's how niggas try to hold it to you, too. Niggas still living in that kitty situation where niggas be like, man, I don't want to be labeled like no snitch, cuz like, I know, nigga, like, it ain't my drugs. I'm just trying to do music. I finally made it out of something. Man, but I gotta hold it down because I did sign up for Killers. I signed up for Killers R&B music. And now I gotta I gotta hold it down.
Now I gotta go to the jail and ride Yang.
I gotta ride Yang.
I gotta go ride Yang.
This nigga cool with wearing dresses. He cool with that shit. I'm not cool with that shit, fam. I'm a futuristic type dressing ass nigga. I'm wearing long jackets. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm in here, gotta find a nigga to braid my hair to the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, come over here, nigga. Come over here. You can sit right between you here, big fella. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
so I'm gonna braid your shit back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna braid your shit back. You know, now that you say it like that, I mean, I was already gonna snitch anyway. But now that you say it like that, man, that makes it a little bit more. That makes it a little bit more real. Listen, y'all, we gonna be me about Dell Time and my cousin OB. We gonna be at the 49ers Commanders game. Christmas Eve. Come pull up, man. We're gonna be in section 328, row 5. Yeah. Come see the people. So next week's episode gonna be a little bit early. Probably drop it for y'all on the 23rd.
Hell yeah.
So y'all will have that by Christmas Eve. But man, outside of that, we told y'all we had a lot. We told y'all there was a lot. We told y'all there was a lot, man, and we gave y'all a lot. So thanks for signing up. Per usual, y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, but y'all here with us. We appreciate that.
Yes, man. And if you made it this far, like right now, like right here, that means you really fuck with us. So just know we really fuck with you. We happy that you tuned in, and we're happy that you're a loyal subscriber. Please make sure you like, comment, and share these episodes with any of your people that you know will get a thrill out of this. And of course, man, continue to support us. And until next time, bye.